everyone, what's up and what's happening? This is Mikedot here at the New York Comic Con for OnRPG, and we're here with the guys at Hawken, giving you guys an exclusive interview. Joining us today is Kang Lee, creative director and co-founder of Adhesive Games, here for to tell us some details about the game. And you guys also announced a closed beta test. So how do you guys feel about this?
We're excited and scared at the same time. You know, everyone's working hard right now at the office back in Pasadena, California. I'm actually the only dev here at the New York City Comic Con right now to sort of represent the team. But yeah, we're working our ass off to make sure everything's polished for the closed beta on October 26th to 29th.
Awesome. So you guys are also the original creators of that one title, Project Hawken. I was also wondering what happened to that game.
I actually remember, that's crazy. So Project Offset was a fantasy FPS project that was made with another group team a while back, and we're just part of that team, and it was acquired by Intel at a certain point, and basically it took 2 years until our acquisition deal was done. The seed money we got from that, I think some of the core team members took a left, and we could have just went off and went our separate ways, but we decided to just stick together one more time and do another indie project, and that's when Hawken came out. But it came out from that core team, yeah, of Project Offset.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so for those that don't know, but really should know, what is Hawken? What is it all about?
So Hawken is a mech combat FPS free-to-play game. It's coming out December 12th, and you can actually enlist right now on playhawken.com, and it's just. We grew up playing games like Mech Warriors, Virtua on the arcade, Steel Battalion, and Armored Core games like that. So we're very passionate about bringing back that genre at that time. There wasn't that many mech games I think on the market when we started working on it. There was only Armored Core every couple of years. I think that was about it, really. Okay, but now I think it's a resurgence of mech games. It's really awesome.
Okay. So like the whole world of Hawken is pretty intriguing and beautiful to look at. So I also want to know, is there some kind of story behind Hawken? Can you also tell me a little bit about the world behind Hawken?
Definitely. Well, that's why we're here at New York City Comic Con, because we're actually having a graphic novel coming out. It's 120 pages by Archaea Comics, the group we're in right now, and it's looking gorgeous. They got some amazing artists lined up. They even have one of my favorite artists, Bill Sinkovic. He does old school, toothbrush, acrylic painting kind of stuff. It's really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to it. We'll come out in March. But we definitely have a story. We wrote 250 pages Bible so far for Hawken, down to the heat on this planet, the oxygen level, how the mechs were made, all the back history, everything is written out. We have a webisode in the making, and we might have a feature film deal as well. So there's a whole transmedia side to this project.
Okay, so the game runs on the Unreal 3 engine. It's pretty impressive tech. It's really surprising for a free-to-play game, but what are going to be the system specs for this game?
It's not too crazy, because originally this game was playing as a downloadable console title, and console now is 10-year-old hardware. So we're looking at basically if you can a brand new system right now around $500, or maybe a top end about 2 years ago, you should be able to run Hawken.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, I also have a couple of questions from a couple of members from our forum community, particularly Jinro and Apuka Ruff.
I think that's how. Jinro.
Yeah.
Jinro's good anime.
Yeah, like a couple of guys on the forums asked a couple of questions, so I wonder if you could answer them. Jinro asks, do you plan to give Hawken bigger maps than what's currently available in the alpha?
I think the map size right now, considering we want to make it run on lower end hardware and keeping the graphic fidelity where it is, we can't really make it any bigger than that. We might eventually in the future. It's a free-to-play game, so we're able to iterate. As hardware gets better, we can expand our map size and maybe increase the player size. But for now, it's 6-on-6. So that's where it's the most fun to play. So we're going to keep that at.
Okay, so Ipoka Ruff asks, any plans for clan war type features?
Oh, for sure. So in the closed beta, we're working on the friends list for now, making sure that's in. But for open beta and into the future, we're working hard to make sure clans are up and working. Making sure the spectate mode is very fun, focus on the esport aspect of Hawken. That's what we're going for.
Oh, so you're going for the esports crowd. That's very interesting. That also brings me to another question. What is the overall crowd that you're trying to appeal to with Hawken? I know there's some mech fans out there that say that Hawken feels a bit too fast-paced for a mech game, which is interesting. Also, speaking of which, do you consider Hawken a direct competitor with some upcoming mech titles like Mech Warrior Online? I hope this isn't too much of a hard question.
Oh, no, it's fine, man, because Mech Warriors I'm a big fan of Mech Warriors myself. That's why we made Hawken. Growing up playing games like Mech Warrior. But at the same time, I love games like Virtual On, which is a bit more arcadey, like a bit more fast-paced. And games like Halo and Call of Duty, things like that too. So we're combining sort of what we love about Mech Warrior, which is the feeling of driving a mech, like a sense of weight. And I think we definitely capture that in Hawken. If you watch the video, it doesn't give you that sense, but if you play the game, I know everyone who plays the game says they really feel like they're in the mech. There's a sense of weight to it. And that's what we really want to capture. And there's things you have to really think about when you play, like the fuel gauge, the heat gauge. So it's definitely kind of like Mech Warrior, but it's also like between Halo. I would say between Halo, Mech Warrior is where Hawken is, and the audience we're trying to capture is basically anybody that just loves robots and mechs in general, and at the same time anyone who never gave it a chance back in the day because it was too technical for them. I hope Hawken will be easily accessible to those crowds.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, there's also another question from some guy on the forum. He has a really complicated name. I'm not about to pronounce that, but will you add some other immersive type of features, like being able to look around in your cockpit and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but we announced that we're going to work with the Oculus Rift.
Oh, wow.
So the VR, the stereoscopic, head tracking. So once they have a dev kit, they're going to send it to us, and we're going to try to integrate that. We also working with another controller thing called Mech, the dual joystick that look kind of like Super Italian controller.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. That's an amazing game. It's like the freaking whole setup with the freaking 5 million buttons, including the one for the freaking windshield wipers. So a button for the windshield wipers. I thought it was
self-destruct button, like an eject button.
That was awesome.
And then, we have we have our different partners. We're also talking to NVIDIA, so stereoscopic. The game will be stereoscopic. You can play it with 3D glasses. And also, we're trying to integrate the 3 monitors. I'm already seeing some fans building Hawken cockpit. They're sending us video. They have this set up at home with their couch, their joystick, their keyboard, their 3 monitors all ready for Hawken. So it's really cool.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so the game isn't you guys decided to go with a free-to-play model, which is interesting. That's pretty much a big craze right now. What else made you decide to go with that model?
Well, free-to-play seems like the model that works best for PC, just because PC has a lot of piracy issue, and free-to-play model is just like MMO model. Whoever plays have to be going through our network channel, which allow us to, you can't really pirate it. And the game is free, so there's no point pirating anyway, So I think that the in-game store, the in-game items, is going to give us sales to continually support this game for the fans. And it works out better because I noticed a lot of downloadable games that I love, like Homehound, they die very briefly after their lifetime, like a year in or something. So many new games come out, people stop playing these games. But if we have a free-to-play game that looks like AAA, I'm hoping to retain a big enough crowd that when a player logs in, there's always someone to be playing with, and the game will die out.
Okay, so there's another question on the tip of my tongue. Customization. Can you tell me a little bit more of the customization? I only got a brief chance to try out the game. My brother has a lot of experience playing the game right now. He says it's pretty damn deep. But can you tell us more about the customization?
So customization is, it's a mech game. So customization is everything you can think of into like a car. Let's say, the engines, the heat, sinking, all that kind of stuff, and making sure. All of our items are very inspired by Duke Nukem, so we got really fun stuff like pipe bomb, hologram, tripwires, anything that we had fun growing up playing with. We're trying to bring all back in. And there's beyond that, we also have skill trees, tech trees that player can put points in. So if you're a Quake-like player, you can get a light mech and put everything to speed. If you're like a heavy mech class kind of guy, like you love mech warrior, you can have a heavy class and put everything to defense. You're super slow and lowering, but you're well protected. So the gameplay varies depending on how you customize your mech.
All right, going back onto the free-to-play model, have you guys finalized what it will be in the cash shop or features like that? Because a lot of people consider free-to-play equals pay-to-win. People like an idea of a fair fight. They'll want to be cheap. They'll want to pay for power and stuff like that. So have you guys finalized how the shop will work?
So our mechs are all balanced against each other. So you can play, and everything that you can buy, you can earn as well in our game. And basically, since the mechs are balanced against each other, even if you fight against a guy that has 10 different mechs, you only have one mech in your garage. They're all competitive to each other. So basically, you're not going to have to run into a problem where someone is much more powerful than you are in the battlefield. It's just that if you play a lot and you earn a lot of mechs, or you pay for those mechs, then you have a lot of variety of ways to play. It's a richer experience. It's not a more competitive experience. You don't get better by paying.
All right, then let's finish this up. What is your overall expectations when the game finally launches?
We don't know yet, man. We're just doing our best, and hopefully people will like it. You know, it's like our baby. It's going to be born soon in December 12th, and we hope the crowd will support it because it's been a lot of work for a lot of people, and we love what we do, and we hope to continue doing it.
All right, 12/12/12. That's when 12/12/12. That's when the game is launching. Also, when is the close beta again?
October 26th.
Nice. All right. So, any final comments you'd like to give us?
Well, just I hope you guys enjoy the alphas. And everything we had in the alpha, we take into account, and we're making sure that it's fun now, and everyone's working their ass off in our office, and making sure closed beta is going to be awesome. So just log into playhawken.com and enlist.
All right, awesome. Thank you for your time, man.
Thanks, man.
And this is Mikedot saying over and out.